historically, obviously, in a mostly patriarchal world, the problems and issues of society are viewed through, the realities of society are viewed through a masculine lens. And what feminist theory is attempting to do is to highlight these issues, these realities, these problems that we have as a society, but which will be sidelined or misidentified because they are looked at from a masculine perspective. So feminist theory is an aspect of sociology, but this aspect of sociology sort of interrogates the social structures and their relation to human behavior from the feminine perspective, the feminine viewpoint. A lot of the time when people hear feminism or feminist theory, they think it is a theory that is attempting to propagate the dominance of the females over the males, but that is very far from the truth. If feminism in any way attempted to sort of subjugate the male gender, we will be countering our own purpose. Because the purpose of feminism is not only to serve the female gender, it is, but it is to eliminate all forms of injustice.
Growing up, so each of us as humans are subject to our society. So like me coming from America is a different form of conditioning than here. But like I'm coming from a place of like the 50s housewife. So women would go to college only to find a husband, and you didn't have to worry about making money because your man would provide for you. And then still today, like makeup industry, men, we don't see men wearing makeup. If they did, people would make fun of them because they're seen as feminine. And so why do we wear makeup? It's not because, I mean, you can wear makeup for whatever reason you want to. For me, it's a form of self-expression. But men don't get the same amount of like conditioning to make themselves desirable, like you're saying, for a man. So our whole lives we're taught like, okay, tweeze our eyebrows and we need to shave every part of our body. And I want to speak on TV as well, like every girl has to be, a main character has to be skinny, light-skinned or white, like beautiful, no marks. The man can look whatever, he can look any type of way. It doesn't matter, because for men they get to choose amongst all the girls, like, oh, who I want, like, does she have this type of stomach, does she have these eyes? And then woman, like, if a man likes you, just getting that love from somewhere, like, it feels so good.
As a man, I'm not threatened by a tomboy. A tomboy is a replica of the proper woman who has, you know, that's how I see it. Patriarchy has followed sort of the evolutionary trend of weakness and strength, but it's not evolution, it's socially constructed. And that's it. The second thing is with regards to why women compete instead of supporting each other. People will first fight amongst themselves before they recognize who their enemy is. Now, they will go through these phases and eventually they will reach a stage where they will recognize that their enemy was not the next woman but the patriarchy itself and should be dismantled. So it's just an objective space that women in their unconscious stage in trying to deal with oppression will have to pass through, where they think the next woman is their enemy.
When we look at feminism, we're not looking at singular efforts. We're not looking at the fact that women have been dominated for a long time. And the reason why the roots of feminism are linked to Western struggles in the 50s for women to vote, for women to have the right to assembly and things like that is because feminism isn't recognized as feminism unless it's organized. That's the difference. We can have our daily struggles at home, we can have our struggles with our husbands and all of that, which has happened for millennia, for centuries. But we don't recognize it unless it's organized. Unless a group of women come together and say, we want to fight for this, we want to push for this, the world doesn't recognize it as feminism. It has to be organized, it has to be a struggle, it has to have a direction. It doesn't have to be singular efforts that women do on their own. That's why we're doing this now. This is the definition of feminism?
Because of the male privilege, because of the patriarchy that we have in our society, they're sort of being shut down to not basically express themselves to the way that they basically want it. So I don't believe in the saying that feminism is pan-African, because this is something that has been going. It's just that the process has not been up to the level that we have expected it. But we have been talking about this, and I feel that we're still talking about it. And maybe as the conversation continues, as the discussion continues, then we will basically learn to realize that, these are not issues that are basically new to us, but they are things that have been going on for quite a while and just need more discussion, more enlightenment.
I think what's most important, especially for our generation or just the younger generation, is the mental freedom, knowing and accepting and choosing to say that I agree to all these things and this is what I want to live my life with. When you have that decision and the intentionality to think that way, you do not need financial freedom to even think that's the way. So I would say that financial freedom is important, but to be honest, it is not permanent. You do not have control over that. We've seen people that were rich and they are broke now. So what happens? What is most important is your mind. You're given the brain for a reason. And if you can say that I am taking control of my mind and I'm deciding for myself based on my personal values, like you said, even religion or financial freedom will just be a channel. And if it's there, you use it. If it's not there, you find other alternatives. So I wouldn't go with this whole, there's a lot of overemphasis on financial freedom. And sometimes I think you're misinforming the girls who are not getting the financial freedom. Maybe you're telling them, wait until you get there. And when you get there, that's when you start. No, start now. Use your brain. You own it and no one owns it.
Internalized misogyny. It is the lies that you have been told, that were told to your mother, that were told to your grandmother, that were told to your great-grandmother, and they are passed on, and they are so deeply ingrained that even when you know that this is not the truth, you sort of, how do I put this, unconsciously, you play out these roles, you act accordingly. That is why you have the dancing bars. That is why you get beaten in your marriage and they tell you, man, you know, affairs in Nila. That is internalized misogyny. Internalized misogyny is saying, the woman who expresses her sexuality is shamed by other women, even more than the men. Internalized misogyny. Telling your fellow woman, your mom doy defal, do am jëkkër, kenn du la bëgg. Your mom yang si yére, ma di nga am jëkkër.
Internalized misogyny is one of the it's also one of the things that hinders the feminist movement. Because it is important for women to learn without putting the blame on them. But I also think that men can sometimes be women unambiguously. Because I can talk to you the whole day. I can tell you how important it is for you to not put a man, not subjugate yourself to secondary to a man. And you could still come around and tell me how you think that it's been there and it should be there and this is the way it should remain. At some point, I feel like then you're refusing to learn. You're refusing to accept the fact that you're human as much as a man is, and you should be able to step in.
So there's this, as much as we are learning, there's also a concept of unlearning that is very necessary for feminist journeys and the values we embrace as our own and that we choose to live by in our society. And for me, that's where it is. So we're talking about an upcoming generation. So it's teaching differently. It's doing things differently. It's changing what that socialization looks like. So women are socialized to find value in marriage. I mean, there's nothing wrong with women who feel like they want to celebrate their marriages. What's wrong is when we teach women that marriage is the only thing you need to aspire to. This is what determines how valuable you are. So for me, that socialization is what needs to change. But the problem is we're looking to the future generation only. and not really looking at our present generation. The problem exists in our marriages right now. It exists in the marriages of our parents. So I was just going to let go of those ones and focus on what's coming in the future.
Very important aspect of feminist theory is questioning objectification. Objectifying women, reducing them to items, mostly items, things to be owned by men, things to be used by men, things to be benefited from by men. And we do it all the time. We don't even realize we have so internalized the objectification. You know, the movies, the songs. At some point, we sort of fit into the mold that was created for us, and we think of ourselves, we value ourselves in accordance with how much value we are to a man, how appealing we are to a man.
So when we start unlearning, or when we start realizing that these are the issues or these are the problems that we are having, especially on our mainstream media and our homes, then it becomes easy for us to basically, at least for the young, the future generation to come, and especially this generation, to know that some of the things that we are doing, especially in our matrimonial homes, are a problem. And for women to also understand that not getting married at all is not a problem. And getting married and also maybe not doing certain things, it's not bad at all. And you and your husband complementing each other basically just add value to the marriage that you guys are having. So the moment we start unlearning certain things that are basically going around in our society, it makes it easy for us to basically be able to create more awareness as far as this matters, all these issues are concerned.
So for me, I think it is a responsibility of everyone. But we have an opportunity. We're still young. We're starting out with our families. We're privileged to a certain extent to have a certain understanding of what's happening in our society and recognizing that this is wrong. We cannot continue to live in a system of inequality. We cannot continue to live in a system of oppression. So we have that level of awareness at varying degrees. So if you talk to different people here, we're all at different stages of our journey. Some of us are just starting, some of us are in the middle. But what's common to all of us is that we're all still learning and we're all moving forward.